From 5 on your side, this is Today in St. Louis.
We derailed. We came off the rails.
We're following breaking new details on a deadly Amtrak crash. Investigators confirm the train was traveling more than twice the speed limit.
As crews work to clean up this mangled mess, we're hearing incredible stories of survival from the people on board.
Ended up on site and everything dark.
He murdered an innocent college student he met over Craigslist. We're live at the St. Louis County Courthouse this morning where a cold-blooded killer will learn his fate.
After days of wavering support, lawmakers preparing to change how much money you'll get on your tax return.
More mild weather for the next few days, but I'm tracking a big change just in time for the Christmas weekend.
They're also cranking up the heat here at the Postal Service. We're taking you behind the scenes as workers race to get your gifts home on time.
Good morning to you on this Tuesday, December 19th. I'm Allie Corey.
Good morning. Going to be a terrific Tuesday. I'm Rennie Knott. Thank you for joining us for Today in St. Louis at 6 o'clock. And when I say terrific, I mean wonderful weather.
Yes, yesterday really wasn't that cold. A little windy, but it could be worse. It always could be worse. And today we're supposed to get to 60, Jess?
Oh yeah, a couple areas could get close to 60, and that's way above normal. Normally we see highs around 41, 42. And right now we're already close to that. It's 39 at the airport. We're seeing a few clouds trying to move in. A lot of that is just low-level fog because we're seeing a little moisture trying to move in. But really a nice start to our day, and I think we are going to have a little bit of sunshine as we head towards afternoon. Again, highs are going to be into the upper 50s today. Look at that, 58 degrees. Tonight, though, our next cold front moves in. That's going to drop us back into the 30s for tomorrow. A little cooler tomorrow, but the mild weather is here to stay for a few more days until the weekend, just in time for Christmas. So I'll be showing you that here in a few minutes, but I'm also handling traffic duties this morning. And I've got some pretty scary video to share with you. A man driving in rural St. Charles County rolled his SUV, and this was along Wilderness Road between O'Fallon and Defiance. Amazingly, the man walked away with minor injuries. All good news there this morning. Luckily, no problems with that. So that is all cleared up. This morning, we are not seeing any other issues so far. Traffic-wise, taking a look around St. Louis, this is around downtown. So live look towards 55 at Park, 44 at Cass, 44 at Washington, all moving along smoothly. And I haven't seen many crashes this morning. Just had one on the Illinois side about an hour and a half ago. That had 270 shut down, all clear for the Illinois drivers coming in on 270 west over the Chain of Rock Bridge. The rest of the area, not even seeing much of the backup yet on 270. Drive times are in great shape, 70 eastbound from Wentzville to 270, about a 20-minute commute. Around the same for St. Charles County drivers on Page eastbound from Wentzville to 270. Runny.
Thank you, Jessica. Breaking news now. 3 St. Louis firefighters suffered minor burns while battling a blaze overnight. This is what our crews saw when they arrived at the corner of West Florissant and Adelaide just before midnight. We're told the flames stretched from the basement to the second floor. Firefighters had the blaze under control in a matter of minutes.
We turn now to breaking new details overnight in the investigation into that deadly Amtrak train derailment in Washington state. Now, you are taking a live look at the scene this morning where crews have been working all night trying to get this Amtrak train off of the bridge and the interstate that it fell on. And just a few hours ago, the NTSB arrived in Seattle to begin its investigation. So here is what we know so far. At least 3 people have died. Dozens others are injured, but at this point, we do not have an official count. Now, investigators say the train was traveling at 81 miles per hour. This is in a 30-mile-per-hour zone when that crash happened. But they are not confirming a cause just yet. Rennie?
Now here's a map to give you a better idea of where all of this happened. This was a brand new high-speed train connecting Seattle and Portland, and this was its inaugural trip. Passengers had never ridden this high-speed train before yesterday. Now, as you can probably imagine, this was terrifying for everybody on board that train.
And new this morning, Rennie, from their hospital beds, the survivors are sharing stories of how they risked their own lives to help others on board.
A lot of tossing and squealing and rattling of the train.
From his hospital bed, Charlie Hebner describes the moment Amtrak train 501 jumped the tracks.
It kind of got dark, and I found myself on the floor.
Hebner, one of more than 75 passengers on board, is a train enthusiast who couldn't miss the inaugural run between Seattle and Portland. just like Anthony Raimondi.
The unfortunate part is the loss of life.
The retired Amtrak employee was sitting near the front of the train when it suddenly derailed northeast of Olympia.
Things just started to tip over and as it was going around, and then all of a sudden just ended up on side and everything went dark and stuff started flying around, and that was it, and then it stopped.
With the help of a fellow passenger, Raimondi climbed out a window.
I could hear people screaming and stuff in the other parts.
No question about it, this will stick with Raimondi forever, and he is not alone.
It was crazy. It kind of felt like just like the end of the world.
Emma Schaefer goes to school in the Seattle area. She was taking the train to Portland for the holidays.
Like you just come out of like, I don't know, like a nuclear bunker, and you're just like standing amongst all this wreckage.
I thought, we derailed. We derailed. We came off the rails, I could tell.
But others were in utter disbelief, like Charlie Hebner and his wife, who was riding alongside him.
Maybe I should stay off trains.
Oh man, that is terrifying.
Yeah, now this crash hits a little close to home for us here in the bi-state as crews work to finish up a high-speed Amtrak route between St. Louis and Chicago.
Now the new $2 billion line will carry passengers at speeds of up to 110 miles per hour. The State Journal-Register reports that most of the construction is finished, but they are still working to install positive train control. That's technology that's designed to automatically stop trains before a crash can happen. The high-speed train is expected to hit the tracks in 2019.
We'll have a live report from the crash scene in Washington coming up in our next half hour. And for updates on the investigation, visit KSDK.com or download the KSDK app.
Well, today, loved ones will be getting justice for the murder of a SIU Edwardsville student. Taylor Clark was killed by Michael Gordon back of May in 2015. Clark was just 19 years old, and today Gordon will be sentenced. 5 on your side's Daniel Wynn is live in Clayton this morning at the courthouse with the latest for us. Daniel, good morning.
Good morning, Allie. Like you said, Michael Gordon will be sentenced here at the St. Louis County Courthouse later today. He was convicted of killing Taylor Clark back in May of 2015. Now, Gordon set up a meeting through Craigslist to buy Clark's car and then murdered him. Clark's body was found in the back of a car with a shovel, and police ultimately finding security video of Gordon buying that shovel from a store and then linking him to that murder. Investigators also found internet searches where Gordon was looking to replace the VIN number on a car. They say he was going to replace the VIN on Clark's car to make it look like his own car, which had recently been repossessed. Now, prosecutors are not seeking the death penalty in the case, but rather just life in prison. He could be facing additional time for other armed criminal action convictions. Reporting live in Clayton, Daniel Wynn, 5 on your side.
All right, thank you, Daniel. Today, lawmakers in Washington are expected to vote on a bill that could change your tax returns. House Republicans believe they have the votes to approve tax reform, but selling it to voters may be harder. According to a Quinnipiac poll, only 26% of voters approve of the bill, while 55% disapprove. If the bill passes the House, it will then go on to the Senate.
Well, today you have the chance to give back. Katie's Pizza and Pasta Restaurant in Rock Hill is raising money for a 6-month-old little girl. That's Olivia Fenton, and she has a rare liver disorder. 100% of the profits from every purchase today, dine in or carry out, will go to Olivia and her family. And I live near there, Jess. That place is always crowded. Today
amazing.
is probably going to be unbelievable, but for a great cause.
Yeah, know what I'm doing for lunch today.
It's awesome.
Stepping out the door, most of us are in the 30s and 40s across much of the region. Some cooler air to our north will be moving in tonight, but really just starting out with a few areas that are seeing a little fog where you've seen those lowered visibilities, especially on the Illinois side. A little bit more clearing in those areas this morning, but most of us are seeing sunshine later on today. We're going to see highs topping out into the upper 50s, so way, way above average. Really nice, and probably going to be our warmest day here of the next 7 because we have some much colder air that's going to start moving in by the weekend. Travel-wise, Saturday probably looks like the best day to get out and about for your Christmas holiday. 38 degrees, but it will be dry. Sunday, though, I'm tracking the possibility of a little bit of light snow for parts of our area and even colder air for Christmas Day. I'll show you that here in a few minutes in our 7-day forecast, but I want to get to our traffic because we've been tracking a few accidents this morning. They've all been cleared up, so that's great news here if you're leaving the house after 6 o'clock. Again, a little bit of patchy fog this morning. Construction projects, I haven't seen a whole lot. I've been checking with MoDOT And IDOT, haven't seen many new projects that would cause you any delays this morning. Again, dry roads this evening, so that is all good. Looking live across parts of our area. This is up towards North St. Louis County, 270 at 64, also looking good. 70 east of Missouri River, moving along smoothly. A few more cars out there, though, in the last 10-15 minutes. And 270 at Page, all in good shape. Our maps looking great, too. I haven't even seen many slowdowns, seeing all green. Speeds are in great shape across the St. Louis metro area. 64 eastbound there from 270 to the Poplar Street Bridge, under 15 minutes. If you're taking westbound, a little faster too from Route 4 to the Poplar Street. That is about 20 minutes, Rennie.
Stopping the violence still ahead. Details on a big push happening today to clean up streets all across the country, including right here in St. Louis.
5 on Your Side is working to protect you from scammers. If you're sending presents to loved ones this holiday season, you'll want to stay tuned.
Postal workers working through the night to make sure your gift is delivered on time. Coming up, 2 very important mailing dates. Here's a hint. One deadline is today.
And we're tracking details of a controversial push to ban smoking inside local businesses. So what do you think about it?
Go ahead and open the KSDK app and click Vote Now to let us know. We will share the results when Today in St. Louis returns.
All right, if you're like me and you still need to mail a gift or a card for Christmas, you better hurry up because time is running out.
Tick, tick, tick. 2 shipping deadlines to tell you about this morning, and one of them is today. Our Ryan Dean is going to fill us in on all of this. He's taking us behind the scenes this morning at the St. Charles Post Office, where they're working overnight to get your packages shipped on time. Ryan, how busy is it there?
You know what? They have several employees here, and they gave me free reign of the place. This is great. The one thing they told me, though, I could not touch that machine right there. That pretty much tells every piece of mail where it's going, shut down the whole operation, so I'll be good and not touch that. But yeah, guys, 2 very important dates to tell you about. One today. So first class mail deadline is today to get that first class mail out there, put a stamp on something, send out that letter. Tomorrow, priority mail. That's the deadline, the 20th, for priority mail. Now, I want to be joined by Glenn Parks. He is the postmaster here in St. Charles. You guys expect it to be pretty busy, so people should be, a little bit patient when they come to the post office today.
Absolutely, Ryan. It's going to be a busy day today. We're going to do what we can to get folks in and out of the line as quickly as possible. Really help if they're ready to go, have everything packaged, prior to coming in. You go to USPS.com. It has, anything you need to know about your mail. YouTube actually has videos on how to properly package a package.
Because you're saying some folks come here with actually their gift not boxed yet, and that really slows down the operation.
It can. Yeah. We'll assist them with whatever they have, but it really does help if they're ready to go when they get in the line.
All right, again, those deadlines. So we have first class today,
yes.
Priority tomorrow.
Absolutely.
And then there is one more, I think on the 22nd, if we really need to. That's like your last option, right?
You're looking at overnight by then. If you really need to get it home, you probably want to start sending things overnight. The network is full. But we are 100% caught up at this time, so there's going to be no delays. If you get it to us, we're going to get it home in time.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Thank you for the workers working overnight. So, Rennie, you heard him. Stop procrastinating. Get to the post office. Have a little patience, but you have workers there ready to help you out. I'll go try to find a package I think that you may have sending me in the mail. So go ahead, guys.
Oh, no, I haven't sent yours yet, so I'll just let you know that right now.
You just bring it to work.
It'll be hand-delivered. That's if I buy you one. Let us not jump to conclusions. No, I'm getting Ryan something. He's such a nice young man. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you very much. You know who else is nice? We know Ryan's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Jessica, nice young lady, because she's bringing us wonderful weather today.
Yeah, maybe not for Christmas, but for the next few days.
I'm just worried about today.
Yeah,
I'm going 24 hours at a time.
Just today. If you need to get through your Tuesday, I've got good news.
Okay.
So things are looking good today. We're already a little bit warmer than we were yesterday in a few spots. We are in the 30s starting out here. A little cool if you're heading towards Alton. It's 37 there. And Edwardsville waking up to 37 degrees. It's in the 40s back towards the Lake St. Louis, 42 there, and it's a little cooler down in the valleys of Eureka, 33 to start out. But this afternoon looks really, really nice. We're going to make it into the mid to upper 50s. I think we're going to have a little more sun than we saw yesterday, but by afternoon, those high clouds start to move back in. Tonight, that's going to keep us somewhat mild through the early part of the evening. If you're doing the garden glow tonight at the Missouri Botanical Garden, things are looking good. We'll be in the 40s through 10 o'clock. Right now, it's very quiet on 5 on Your Side radar. We do have a couple things we've been tracking. Cold front that's going to move through tonight. That will bring us slightly cooler air for tomorrow. Not a huge change. but we will expect a little bit of rain, especially south of St. Louis with this low pressure. I'm expecting that to track just to our south and bring quite a bit of rain to parts of the Ohio Valley and through the Mid-South over the next few days. Futurecast shows up pretty well. I've stopped it tomorrow morning to show you where we could see a little bit of rain, especially well south of St. Louis. We're talking like Perryville towards Farmington, even back towards Rolla, have a chance of a little rain tomorrow morning. Most of Wednesday and Thursday are dry. Stopping here on Thursday night, showing our next powerful system. Cold front starts to get organized here. You can see those winds converging, and that's going to start moving through our area by Friday, and that'll give us rain chances and the much colder air that's going to stick with us through the holiday weekend. Though I think by Saturday, that's probably our best travel day. If you're going to be leaving anywhere outside of the bi-state and traveling through the Midwest, we're going to be dry, but by Saturday night, Sunday, our next system moves through. That's when we could see the possibility of maybe a few flurries, especially by Christmas Eve night. Some of those could be lingering to Christmas Day morning, but I'm expecting most of Christmas Day to be dry and cold. So your travel weather for Friday looks great across most of the Midwest unless you're heading south and to the east. Things will be rather wet if you're heading towards Memphis or Nashville, even to Atlanta. Saturday looks a lot better across most of the United States, especially the midsection, Dallas and Tulsa, seeing sunshine and temperatures in the 40s and 50s. The 7-day forecast is rather warm through Friday. Temperatures will start falling by Friday night, and those cold temperatures, cold weather sticks with us through Christmas Day and into the following week. So the winter is arriving, and things are actually looking good too if you are heading outside this morning on your road. 6:18 here, traffic on the 5 on your side, traffic center, patchy fog for a few areas, not seeing much in the way of construction, and we will have dry roads continuing through this evening. A live look at some of our area roadways. 270 west of Riverview moving along smoothly. 270 at Page picking up the volume a little bit and seeing good conditions, good weather there. 70 east of Missouri River looking great. Already slowing down a little bit coming off of, this is the inner belt onto 70, but I'm not seeing any accidents or incidents. Drive times are in great shape as well. 22 minutes from Wentzville to 270 on 64 eastbound, and then from 270 to the Poplar Street, about 13 minutes in the eastbound direction.
All right, thank you, Jessica. Today, Attorney General Jeff Sessions is set to make an announcement on the Trump administration's strategies to fight gang violence. Here you see him speaking in Toledo, Ohio on Monday. Sessions will be talking about the plans to fight violent crime in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Well, tonight a new champion will be crowned on The Voice.
He's never real. Let you take her home to the hands of fate.
It is down to those final 4 singers, Addison, Brooke, Chloe, and Red. Tonight's finale also includes performances from Kelly Clarkson, Demi Lovato, Norah Jones, and Billy Idol. It starts at 8 o'clock right here on 5 on Your Side.
The time right now is 6:19. We're following more breaking news this morning. St. Louis firefighters are on the scene of another fire. We've got brand new video coming up in less than 3 minutes.
Plus, do you plan on taking some awesome pictures with the family this holiday? New at 6, we're comparing some of the most popular printing services and letting you know where you can get the most bang for your buck.
And this morning, stay tuned for a Megyn Kelly exclusive. 2 Russell Simmons accusers will tell their stories live on television for the very first time. That's this morning at 9 o'clock right here on 5 on Your Side. We're back now with that breaking news that we told you about. St. Louis firefighters knocking down yet another fire at an abandoned house. It started near Pennsylvania and Chippewa, which is in South City. We're told that, I told you at the top of the show that 3 firefighters suffered minor burns at a separate fire that happened earlier this morning.
Well, Rennie, we are back now with a 5 on Your Side consumer alert. And if you are shipping packages this holiday season, which you likely are, you're going to want to come over to your TV and take a look at this email here. Now, it comes with the subject line, FedEx Delivery Problems Notification. Now, we're telling you about this because the email says that they couldn't deliver your package, and then it asks you to click a link for the delivery manager. Don't do it. This is a scam. So if you do receive this email, you should delete it and then go ahead and email abuse@fedex.com so that you can let them know that you received one of these spam emails. But again, delete that email. Do not click on that link. We have more information at ksdk.com.
All right, thank you, Allie. Chances are you've probably mailed your holiday cards already. Are you happy with how they turned out, though? Maybe you're hoping to share some family pictures taken at a family celebration. Well, 5 on Your Side wants to make sure you're getting the most bang for your buck. Here's our Kelly Jackson.
Which of these photos is worthy of your family holiday card? Consumer Reports checked out 10 online photo printing services, looking at everything from the ordering experience to editing options to costs. And of course, CR's trained photo experts also rated each print for quality.
The big takeaway is price doesn't determine quality.
Walgreens and Adorama Pics had the best quality for around 30 cents for a 4x6 print. But Walmart and Amazon had excellent quality for only 9 cents each. At the bottom of CR's ratings were photos from MPix.
We found that the lower quality prints were less saturated, were less clear, and a little bit muddy.
But all photos examined were all still better and cheaper than using most home printers. CR also looked at online editing options like auto cropping, a feature that should enhance a photo, but
some photos were actually cropped so severely that it cut off people's heads.
CR's advice: make sure you review your order closely before you click buy. Kelly Jackson, 5 on your side.
Okay.
I love getting those cards, though.
I
love
do,
seeing the
I
families
do.
grow over the years. It's so much fun to
I
see.
love getting them, but I have noticed quite a few people posting digital Christmas cards on social media and saying, you know, imagine this is in paper form and it's in your mailbox because they're not getting sent out this year.
Send a letter. It's just more personal that way.
It is.
You know?
Yes, just takes time. It is 6:25. We have got an adorable little puppy coming up. He's looking for his forever home next in Sammy Stars.
He's so cute. Plus, we've got to look at our top stories. 3 St. Louis firefighters are injured on the job overnight. Those details coming up at 6:30.
Your bus stop forecast this morning, upper 30s and low 40s for much of the area, but it gets really nice this afternoon before we get much colder for the holiday weekend. Talk about that in your 7-day up next.
5 at the Fox is back, and you can win tickets to see the School of Rock this January. You'll get to see the show with 5 on your side's Jessica Quick. You'll also get dinner before the show at LaRusso's on Grand. Just head over to ksdk.com/contest to register to win. Our winners will be announced every Friday. It is time for Sammy Stars, and today we've got a pup who really loves the holidays. We want you to meet Skipper. Look at Skipper sitting by the tree there in his nice Christmas vest, I might add, posing next to the nativity scene. We want to thank Mary for sending this one in. If you would like to see your pet on TV, just tweet us a picture and a little information using the hashtag Sammy's Stars. And today's pet for adoption is just so cute.
You know, we tease the fact that he's probably one of the cutest ones we've ever had on, and he really is. Just check out those eyes. I like the white eye on this side, and then he's got the black and brown eye on that side. This is Tyrone. He's an 8-month-old. Now, he's a mix between a pointer and a shepherd. He's a lovely dog, and the thing about him is I just gave him a biscuit, and so my hands still smell like biscuits, and I think he wants another one in just a minute. Now, he's very sweet, plays well with humans, and also gets along with other dogs. If you would like to bring him home and make him a part of your family, take him for walks or take him for runs, all you got to do is go over to the Helping Strays of Monroe County and check him out. That's if you can get him away from Allie Corey over here, because she seems to love this little pup. All right, the next half hour of Today in St. Louis begins right now. Yeah.
From 5 on your side, this is Today in St. Louis.
Leave us alone.
A desperate plea from a St. Charles County business owner. The proposed changes that he says will cause his fortune to go up in smoke.
Slowly but surely, overnight, crews began picking up the pieces after a devastating train crash. We'll have a live report from the scene.
Just 6 days until Christmas, and Mother Nature may have some tricks up her sleeve. I've got your holiday travel forecast coming up.
This morning, the Missouri Department of Health is sharing a warning that's sure to make your skin crawl.
And a quick-thinking, adorable kid turns to the cops to stop the Grinch from stealing Christmas.
Look, there's a lock right there.
Lock him in.
Good morning and welcome back. The time right now is 6:30. I'm Rennie Knox.
And I'm Allie Corey. We will have another check of your weather and traffic coming up in just a moment. But first, let's get a look at the headlines in the morning rush.
3 St. Louis firefighters are recovering after suffering minor burns overnight. They were fighting a fire at an abandoned house on West Florissant near Adelaide around 12:30. Those firefighters are treated at the scene and they are expected to be okay.
Today, the man convicted of killing a teenager during a Craigslist deal will learn his fate. Michael Gordon, the so-called Craigslist killer, is scheduled to be sentenced today. Jurors found him guilty of murdering 19-year-old Taylor Clark back in 2015.
And a construction worker hit on the job months ago is coming home today. Doug Hiddle was hit back in May while on the job on Hickey Road in New Hampshire in St. Louis County. Hindle suffered a serious brain injury. He's been regaining his strength at the Rehabilitation Institute of St. Louis.
And just days after opening, Hidden Valley is shutting down. The area's only ski resort opened on Friday, but already needs to close so they can conserve the snow. Managers tell us the weather will be better for making snow by the end of the week. No word yet on when they will be able to reopen, but as Jess has been saying, and as you've likely felt, it's kind of warm out there.
Yeah.
It's warm.
So
It
that
is
snow,
warm, but it's coming. Winter's coming. So only a few more days left until we see that. So enjoy the nice warm weather, Rennie.
You know, if you want a white Christmas, just go to Hidden Valley.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, but yeah, it'll feel like it too. It'll be nice and cold too.
All right.
So the best of both worlds. We get the warm weather the next few days, especially today. Today is going to be the warmest day here of the work week. We're going to see highs into the upper 50s today. We have a chance of a few showers south of St. Louis tomorrow, and then the cold air really starts to settle in by Friday. And then looks like we could maybe even see a few flurries heading into the Christmas holiday weekend. But now I want to get you out the door for your Tuesday. Look at this, temperatures in the 30s and 40s across the region. Litchfield 34 now, Chesterfield also 34. A little warmer to the south, Salem is 50. And as we get into the afternoon, looks like we're going to be around 58 degrees in St. Louis. Could have a little more sunshine today. And then as we get into tonight, things start to cool down. So also, just want to alert you, been looking at some of the traffic cameras. We do have a crash that is causing a major slowdown here. And it looks like this has triggered multiple crashes. This is in St. Charles County, just over the river. This is a live look here, 70 and 94. 3 lanes have been shut down by this crash. It's in the eastbound direction. So those of you heading in towards St. Louis for your work, this is going to cause a big delay by at least 20 minutes. Look at those emergency vehicles closing off that area. Already seeing the slowdown all the way back past Veterans Memorial Parkway. It looks like it's a little better once you're getting closer to the river back into St. Louis, but be aware you might need to take an alternate route if that is your way in. Down to around 15 miles per hour, getting closer to the crash. Have one crash near First Capitol Drive as well. So we're going to keep an eye on that. That's the main one I've been seeing now. I'll have another update here in about 10 minutes.
All right, Jess, thanks so much. A St. Charles County group wants to make smoking illegal inside restaurants, bars, workplaces, and any other public buildings in the county.
Now they're launching a new effort to get the idea in front of voters. And Allred reports.
Leave us alone.
Joe Aiello feels like he's under attack.
Why do you want to hurt my business?
He owns Aiello Cigar Bar. His livelihood is based on, you guessed it, smoking cigars, often in his shop. He says a new effort to create a smoke-free indoor air law would cripple his small business.
Sales would drop dramatically. If you do not like tobacco, you will not come in anyway.
A coalition called Smoke Free St. Charles County says smoke-free indoor air is good for health, good for business, and good for the region. The American Heart Association provided $355,000 to help the group get its plan on next November's county-wide ballot. The idea isn't foreign in St. Charles County. Smoking in restaurants and bars has been illegal in the city of O'Fallon since 2011. That's something Maria DeCecchi likes about her hometown.
I don't care for secondhand smoke. I don't want to breathe it in. I don't want to leave a restaurant or bar smelling like secondhand smoke.
Smoke-Free St. Charles County says 71% of county residents support a smoke-free indoor air law. Maria DeCecchi is one of them.
I would prefer to keep all restaurants and bars in this area smoke-free. I think it's just healthier for the general public.
But Joe Aiello says the law goes against the American dream.
I've got my life savings in that business. I worked hard for 20 years, and now the do-gooders want to come in and destroy that, and it's just not fair.
Now, this morning we're letting you sound off on this story. Do you think banning indoor smoking is a good idea?
Well, right now, the majority of you say yes. You can vote too. Just click on the KSDK app and let us know.
We've also been tracking your reaction on Facebook. Angie says smoking in businesses should not be banned. Instead, she says businesses should offer better ventilation.
But Krista says she never knew how much it actually bothered her until she moved away from St. Louis. Now she says she can't stand being inside a smoky business. You can join the conversation right now on the KSDK Facebook page.
The time right now is 6:36. We're following breaking news just into our newsroom. A man is shot and killed in Times Square overnight. We'll have some details for you coming up.
And airlines across the country are still working to recover after that massive power outage in Atlanta.
And grabbing the Grinch. The adorable way a police department made sure one child would get all his gifts this Christmas.
And as we head to break, a good morning from Florissant to Arnold, Belleville to Chesterfield. Thank you all so much for waking up with us on this Tuesday morning. Let's make it a great one. We are back with some breaking news for your traffic this morning. If you take eastbound I-70, you may need to leave a little early, and this is why. We're taking a live look right now at I-70 eastbound. This is near Route 94. This is in St. Charles County. Jessica is working to learn more for us, but you can see emergency crews there are on scene. Traffic is at a near standstill. So if you do take this route, you might want to use some detours this morning, as that is going to cause some serious delays. Jess will have more on that coming up in just a little bit.
Here are the stories we're following from around the country in your morning rush. A man was shot and killed overnight at a popular sports bar in Times Square. Police say the shooting started over an argument. The victim was taken to a hospital where he was pronounced dead. No one has been arrested so far. Delta Airlines expects operations in Atlanta will return to normal today. Thousands of people were stuck when a power outage forced airlines to ground more than 1,000 flights. Even on Monday, airlines canceled more than 300 flights. Airport leaders say a switchgear on a substation started the fire that caused the outage on Sunday. And today, lawmakers in Washington are expected to vote on a bill that would change your tax returns. House Republicans believe they have the votes to approve tax reform. Now, if the bill passes the House, it's then on to the Senate.
Let's go back now to our top story this morning, and crews working all night to clean up after a deadly train derailment. Also happening overnight, crews with the NTSB arrived to begin their investigation. Lindsay Nadrick is live at the crash scene in DuPont, Washington, between Seattle and Portland. So Lindsay, what can you tell us this morning?
Well, southbound I-5 near DuPont is still closed this morning here behind me. I'm going to take a step out so you can see what's going on. Crews are working to remove those train cars. Just a little bit ago, we saw a crane lift one of the cars. Today is the first full day on scene for the NTSB. Overnight, they confirmed the train was going 80 miles per hour in a 30-mile-per-hour zone. But they say it's too early to tell why it was going so fast, and said they still have to interview the crew to find out if they knew they were speeding. 86 people were on board. According to Washington State Patrol, 3 people were killed, 72 people were taken to hospitals in the area. It was the maiden voyage for train 501. The train left yesterday morning at 6 a.m., made 2 stops. The last stop was 18 miles before the crash. There were 12 cars plus a front and back locomotive. NTSB investigators downloaded the event data recorder. That's the black box from the rear locomotive. They said it's too difficult, though, to access the front data recorder at this time, so that hasn't been done yet. The NTSB will now collect facts from the scene and look at all different areas related to the accident, such as operations, mechanical, human factors, and of course data from that black box. As for what caused the accident, they said they won't speculate, and there's a lot of work ahead of them, including, as I mentioned, interviewing the crew. They're also looking at whether or not the train had something called positive train control, which it's a system the NTSB recommends that can prevent accidents like train derailments. The NTSB said they're also asking for anyone who witnessed the crash to come forward in case they saw something important. Reporting live from DuPont, I'm Lindsay Nadrich. I'll send it back to you.
And Lindsay, I know that I-5 is one of the most traveled highways in all of the West Coast. What is this now doing for holiday travel?
Yeah, usually this would be a busy freeway this morning. Northbound lanes are open. People have been driving through, but people have been asked to avoid this area because southbound I-5 is closed. The detour they had mentioned was a 74-mile detour, so it is taking people a long time to get around this scene here.
Wow, what a mess.
Yes, it is.
All right, Lindsay Nadger, thank you so much for your report this morning. The Today Show is going to have live team coverage. That's coming up at 7. You can see it all right here on 5 on Your Side.
And I'm tracking pretty nice weather here for your Tuesday morning. We're starting out with temperatures in the 30s and 40s, so a little cold where you'll need the jacket early on. We're starting at 41 in Baldwin and Wildwood, 38 in Berkeley. Same areas I've been showing you all morning. I've seen a little bit of fog where we're seeing more clearing, down to around around a quarter of a mile visibility in St. Charles. Seeing a lot of that on the Illinois side as well, but most of that moves out through the morning. We're going to see more sunshine as we get to the first half of the day, but I think by this afternoon we're seeing a few more clouds, high-level clouds moving in, topping out in the upper 50s today. Our next cold front moves in tonight, and that's going to increase the cloud cover, dropping us, though, temperature-wise into the 30s for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, I'm tracking the possibility of a little rain south of St. Louis, and you can see why. We do have low pressure well off to our south, bringing tons of rain to areas south of Dallas through Austin, north of Houston. That whole system is going to be tracking to our south as we get to the next 24-48 hours, bringing rain to parts of the Mid-South and Ohio Valley. I'll stop it here tomorrow morning. Most of the rain chance is well to the south of St. Louis. Our far southern counties could get clipped by that. All in all, a pretty dry Wednesday and Thursday. Thursday night, we're tracking our next cold front. That is going to bring much cooler air in for the holiday weekend and the possibility of some rain by Friday night. So a lot of the area, especially east of St. Louis, has a good chance of seeing some rain. Cold air settles in, falling temperatures through Friday night, really taking hold for the holiday weekend. Good news is, though, if you're traveling on Saturday, that will be the driest day. I'm going to stop it here on Christmas Eve, too, because our next round of moisture could move in Sunday afternoon into the evening, and we're going to be cold enough to where if anything comes down, it'll come down as snow flurries. I don't think we're going to see an accumulation across our region, though, and most of that is out by early Christmas Day. So here's the holiday weekend forecast as of now. A little bit of time for some of this to change, but Saturday looks like a great day for travel, 38 degrees. Christmas Eve will be around 31, and we get even colder from there. On Christmas Day, we're at 29 with the possibility of a little bit of flurry activity in the morning, but all in all, not too bad travel weather around the bi-state. But for this morning, we do have some problems out on the road. I'm going to give you a different perspective. We've been tracking this crash on 70 eastbound. It's in St. Charles County, just over the river. You can see a very, very slow, almost not moving there. This is a live look 70 at Hawks Nest, looking west. The backup goes all the way from around the river, from the Blanchette Bridge, back to Cave Springs. Look at that slowdown, all that red, all the way farther back. So you might want to consider a detour. You could take 64 eastbound, also take Page East or 370 to 270 if you're trying to head out now. That's probably your best bet, just to add a little bit of extra time to your commute if you're coming in from St. Charles County. Wider view showing the slowdown on northbound 270. That's pretty typical of this morning. I don't have a crash there, but look at this drive time. Again, as St. Charles County drivers, probably don't want to take 70 eastbound. If you're coming from Wentzville to 270, that's now an hour-long commute. So you want to maybe take 64 eastbound from Wentzville to 270. That's only around 23 minutes. And if you detour and take Page, 19-minute commute from Wentzville to 270. So some of your better options there, guys.
You might want to just call your boss and say, hey, look, I'll see you tomorrow. My goodness.
I'm not going to make it in today.
All right, Jessica. Hey, let's take a look at what's trending this morning. And here's something that you don't want to hear, something that's probably going to make you go, ew. All right, the Missouri Health Department is saying that travelers should be warned and be on the lookout for bed bugs.
They say the pests have actually made a comeback in recent years.
Ew.
Apparently they can be found anywhere, okay? So according to a 2011 survey, 1 in 5 Americans have encountered pests. So you can find them on planes and cars, everywhere. Ew. But stopping the spread is pretty easy, guys. All you have to do is put your clothes in the dryer. So about 20 minutes, high heat, or half an hour, that should do the trick.
What a nightmare.
Yeah, but what about the time in between when you're worried about them crawling all over? It's just,
I know.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to something better. A 5-year-old boy from Mississippi was so worried that the Grinch would steal his Christmas presents, he called 911.
What are you going to do when he tries to steal your Christmas? I want to try to come at my house and take a jump.
Oh, he is so cute. That's Tylon Pittman. He saw a video of a mean Grinch stealing Christmas and became so concerned about it that he alerted the proper authorities. Soon after calling 911, a police officer showed up to his house to reassure him that his Christmas was safe. They let the boy help arrest the Grinch, and Tylon, as you see right there, even got the tour of the jail where the Grinch was serving his time.
How
He's all
cute is
locked
that,
up.
though? And it looks like they became fast friends.
Yeah, looks like he's a member of the police force now, too, with that cap.
Yeah. But
Good
that
job.
Grinch, I'll
Christmas
tell
crime.
you, he's a mean one.
Mr.
Grinch. Oh, boy.
Oh, we're so giddy sometimes.
All right. Okay, do you guys remember last week when we told you about that bell ringer,
yes.
Salvation Army
Yes.
employee? She was going to ring the bell for 30 hours straight. Well, her dedication paid off.
Why am I doing this? I don't know. I was asking myself that question earlier this morning.
Look, she's all bundled up there. Lieutenant Amanda Keene raised $5,100.
Wow.
So as we said, she spent 30 straight hours outside of a Snooks in Richmond Heights asking for donations. She says she stepped up to help because the Maplewood Corps was shy of its goal and she wanted to go the
Aw.
extra mile.
That's amazing.
I think she went the extra mile and then some.
I tell you, that just shows the dedication and also the charity in our area
Christmas
once again.
spirit,
Because that's just one little pot. $5,100
That
in
can
30
go
hours?
far.
That is great. That
So
is great.
cool.
Great job.
It is 6:49. We have a final look at our top stories coming up next in the Morning Rush. Plus.
And today, the man known as the Craigslist Killer will be sentenced here in Clayton. We're live coming up.
And do you still need to get that gift mailed out for Christmas? Well, time is running out. Two very important deadlines to tell you about. One of those deadlines today.
We are back with more of the Morning Rush, a look at the local stories you need to know before you head out the door.
The family of a murdered Metro East man could see some justice today. Daniel Wynn is live in Clayton with the details.
Well, good morning, Allie. Taylor Clark was murdered back in May of 2015. Michael Gordon had set up a meeting between he and Clark for the sale of a car on Craigslist. Today, he will be sentenced this afternoon here in Clayton.
A car crash has killed a high school senior in Clinton County, Illinois. Illinois State Police say Avery Christ lost control on wet pavement Monday on Illinois 161 near Shoal Creek. He hit another car driving the opposite way. He was only 17 years old. Bree Central Community High School say they will have grief counselors available. A mother is demanding someone clean up the Greaterville neighborhood in North St. Louis. Charlotte Edwards says her 35-year-old daughter overdosed on heroin Saturday. A woman was shot in the head on the same block about 9 hours earlier. A man was shot and killed on the same block that same morning.
Today you have the chance to give back. Katie's Pizza and Pasta's restaurant in Rock Hill is raising money for a 6-month-old little girl. Olivia Fenton has a rare liver disorder. 100% of the profits from every purchase today, dine in or carry out, will go to Olivia and her family.
And maybe this is your Christmas gift. Pretty soon, these packages will be shipped out to folks in St. Charles County. Do you need to mail something? Two very important deadlines to tell you about. One of those deadlines is today. First class mail. Get that done by today. Tomorrow, priority mail. That's the deadline for that. You still have another option after that, but that you're looking at overnight delivery, and of course, that will cost you more.
Well, this morning we asked you if you think St. Charles should adopt a smoking ban at businesses. And right now, the vast majority is still saying yes.
Now you can open up the KCK app right now and vote or click the vote to let us know what you think. Jessica?
Well, I think, I just missed the question, a lot of stuff going on, but we do have good temperatures outside this morning, a little bit cold in some spots, but we're looking at temperatures in the upper 40s. You're heading west, a little bit warm in a few areas, and I think towards this afternoon it's going to be even nicer. We're going to make it up into the upper 50s today. So things are looking pretty good as we go into this afternoon, but we do have a little bit of fog, especially up towards St. Charles County, and then back off to the east, and lowered visibility there. 58 for the high today with some sunshine moving in. And then for this weekend, that's when I'm expecting the colder air to move in for the holiday. Although travel weather, Saturday looks pretty good at 38 degrees. Sunday, much colder, and see that temperature below freezing. So if we do get any moisture in the air, we could have some snow flurries for Christmas Eve into early Christmas Day. So enjoy the mild weather while we have it. Best chance of rain will probably be Friday night for our area. Now I want to turn your attention to traffic because we do have this major crash in St. Charles County. It is causing a major slowdown. If I get over here to my computer, I can actually show you where this is at. It's on 70 eastbound. It's near 94. So it's causing a major backup to around 20 minutes. And live look shows basically traffic stopped in this area. So if you're traveling from St. Charles County and you're heading eastbound in towards St. Louis, you're probably going to want to take a detour. And the best ways are probably 64 eastbound. Again, you can see that back up all the way to Cave Springs. You can take 70 or 64 eastbound or Page eastbound, or even 370 to 270. That's probably your best bet because it doesn't look like this is going to be cleared for a while. It's closing 3 lanes.
Wow. And do we know if that's multiple crashes there, Jess? I know
It looked like at least 1, maybe 2 in the same area.
Yeah, probably a chain reaction
there.
there.
People are just running into it.
You know, I said it earlier, it might sound like I was joking, but seriously, if you can call your boss and say, hey, can I work from home today or come in a little later?
Yeah.
Today might be the best day to try to do something like that.
Yeah, because the reroute's not going to be very...
No, it might take a little longer.
Yeah.
So traffic, bad news, but let's brighten your morning just a bit. Let's go outside, check out the sunrise down by the arch. Now, does that not give you peace of mind? Does that not make it a terrific Tuesday for you?
It is.
Man, that is so beautiful
Today's
outside.
going to be a good day to get out, maybe walk the dog,
Yeah.
run some of those holiday errands.
Go to
Get
the
it all
post
done.
office.
Yep.
As
do that.
always, we thank you so much for joining us for Today in St. Louis. We'll see you right back here on Wednesday morning.